In this lesson, we're going to take a look at the song Friend of the Devil by the Grateful Dead. I'm just going to go through the whole song part by part, and then we'll go into a soloing section. That will cover, as a beginner, what you can do. As an intermediate player, what you can add on top of that when soloing over this. And then finally, for the advanced players, how you can really think about soloing over this song in a complex way that really uses your understanding of music theory in the best way possible. So first off, and perhaps most importantly with this song, you have this one little intro section. It sounds like this. So you can do this one of two ways. You can either finger pick all of it, or you can use a pick like I'm using. I'm using a pick because I'm playing on an electric, and even if I was playing on acoustic, I would probably do it because it's a lot brighter of a sound, and I find it just easier to control. So what I'm doing here, first off, is my ring finger's here on the 5th fret of the 4th string. And then I'm playing the open 3rd string, and then the 3rd fret of the 2nd string. Right, and so that's kind of mimicking like a G major chord. Now what I'll do next is put my middle finger down on the 4th fret of the 4th string and do the same pattern. So I'm going 4, 3, 2, 4, 3, 2. The way that I'm picking this is I'm going down, down, up. So down on the 4th string, down on the 3rd, up on the 2nd. The 3rd shape here, you'll shift your pointer finger so that it plays the 2nd fret of the D string, and then your ring finger will cover that 3rd fret of the B string. So then you lift that pointer finger off, and then you put your middle finger on the 3rd fret of the 5th string. Right, just like that. Then you'll put your pointer finger on the 2nd fret of the 5th string. All the while, you're still picking that 3rd string and that 2nd string, right? So this is what you have so far. Now that last one there is just open 5th string, right? And then you'll put down that G chord. So your middle finger goes on that 3rd fret of the 6th string. So all together it sounds like this. So when you're doing this, you want to make sure that that G string or the 3rd string is consistently ringing out. That will give it more of that sort of warm, like wide open sound that you hear in this song. If you're kind of choking every string after you play them, it might sound a little bit too choppy. So just try to keep that in mind as you're going through this. If you like this breakdown and you're looking for the full lesson, plus over 90 other jam band guitar lessons and tablature and mini lessons, check out Tough Club Premium. You can get in for just $25 a month if you sign up before August 1st. I'll see you there. Now, you can play that part over the intro, but also over the verse, right? Over that verse progression where Jerry starts singing, this is still being played. Now, say you're singing and you can't really do both those things at the same time. It's totally fine. You're just going to alternate between a G and a C over that verse. Right? It's as simple as that. So, for soloing, it's most important to note that we're in the key of G major. Whether that brings you to the pentatonic or the full major scale doesn't really matter. That's the key that we're playing in. Now, as for the chords that you will be soloing over, it is a verse progression and then a chorus progression. So this is what the whole solo section would sound like in just one, and then it repeats. So here's that verse. And to the chorus. Repeats from there. Let's start out with the beginner's approach to soloing over this song. If you're a beginner and you're new to soloing, you likely know the pentatonic scale. If you don't know the pentatonic scale, go over to the course in Tough Club and look at the lesson titled Intro to Soloing. That will show you how to find the pentatonic scale both in major and minor keys, and will give you a good baseline on what these notes are on the sixth string that will allow you to shift that scale. So if you are unfamiliar with what pentatonic means and you don't know what that would mean for soloing, check out that lesson and then you can come back to this. Now, if you are aware of the pentatonic scale, we're in G major, so you want to play in G major pentatonic. Now, you could play with these open strings, but I find that when teaching, but also when playing, that's just not that easy to see really and to visualize. So it's a little bit easier to just move up the octave. So we're gonna start with our pinky on the 15th fret of the low E string. That's our scale right there, the G major pentatonic. When you're playing over this progression, you just wanna stick there. If you don't know any extensions off of the pentatonic scale, don't worry about it right now. You just wanna get used to playing in that one scale and letting it fit over this rhythm, which is pretty fast paced. When I'm soloing over this, if I'm taking that beginner's approach, I'm really just gonna think about how I can navigate this scale in an interesting way that doesn't sound like I'm just running up the scale like that, right? Up and down the scale. So I try to play in succinct phrases that have just a few notes, or maybe they're a little bit longer, but it's more of an established idea. The point is here that you want to be able to test this out and try out a few different strategies for soloing over this. So this is what my solo would sound like with that beginner's approach of focusing on the G major pentatonic.